Hello everyone. Today we are your presenters. I am Abigail Medina together with my co-members Trisha Nicole Mantaring, Marlon Shane Maravilla, and Desiree Moreno. We will be discussing our report, DepEd Memorandum number 81 series of 2003. English language be used as a medium of instruction. To discuss the first part of our report, may I call on Ms. Trisha Mantaring.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Medina. So, the DepEd Memorandum number 81, series of 2003, is connected to the Executive Order number 210 entitled Establishing the Policy to Strengthen the Use of the English Language as a Medium of Instruction in Educational System that was issued by President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. In pursuance to this order, DepEd Memorandum number 81, series of 2003 was disseminated to the field. It provides that English language will be used as a medium of instruction in the educational system to develop the aptitude, competence, and proficiency of the students in the English language to maintain and improve their competitive edge in emerging and fast-growing local and international industries, particularly in the area of information and communication technology. The Declaration Policies. The DepEd Memorandum allows a person to have an overview that can be expected from the educational reform and system in the Philippines, from the idea that Filipino students are being taught in schools using English. It can be asserted that they already equipped with English language skills once they reach high school. By that time, they should already communicate well using language. In this DepEd Memorandum, English prevailed as the predominant medium of instruction. It is used more in teaching rather than the national language, which is Filipino. All subjects except the subject of Filipino are taught in English. So, Ms. Marlene Shane Marvilla will discuss the first declaration of policies.
So, thank you, Ms. Trisha. Let us now move on to the first policy that was being declared on the DepEd Memorandum number 81, series of 2003, where English shall be taught as a second language starting with the first grade. So, English as a second language provides the fundamental language skills that equip non-native speakers for future success in school. Teaching English as a second language is a high-demand subject of instruction that continues to experience growth in schools across the country, especially when it is being taught at first grade. However, children from the first grade are familiar with English as a subject and as a language as well, but their knowledge is not that wide, and we as the teachers help and further their knowledge as a general. Thus, many schools have English language learners program. As the primary spoken language in a country with a rich history, English and its mastery are an important part of educational development. Many schools, especially in urban areas, have programs in which students set aside part of their normal school day to study English language with close supervision, while other teachers may be employed by private institutes to offer English tutoring to speakers of other languages. On the surface, teachers instruct students who do not speak English as a first language. They conduct lessons and create a stimulating learning environment while considering students' differences and needs. So the fact that the English language is a vital skill is beyond doubt. Most people realize that early English is important. It's much better to start learning English at the age of 6 or even 5. Usually, at this age, kids can speak their native language pretty well, and their brain is actively developing and open to new things. So, what are the benefits of early language learning? Let's find out. According to research, kids that begin learning a foreign language before school don't have a language or a psychological barrier. It means that you don't have to make an extra effort and create special conditions in order to get them to talk. They aren't afraid of making mistakes because they start learning a language in an environment that does not evaluate their progress, and failure has no consequences. Communication skills benefit from this because they first think about what they want to say and not about what is the correct way of saying it. Moreover, learning a language develops abstract thinking, memory, and imagination. And learning a new language before school without a mediator language, speaking only in English, helps develop contextual language guessing, which is an achievement even for high school students. Kids that begin learning English at an early age are not afraid of the foreign language because they don't learn it by writing down unclear rules, transcripts, or dictations, but instead they learn it via games, which is a natural activity for kids. We can tell that early language learning makes kids interested in English, as well as the cultural values and traditions of English-speaking countries. Finally, kids will undoubtedly have an advantage when learning English at school. It's always easier to repeat what you already learned and expand your knowledge rather than begin from scratch. The child will feel a lot more confident than their peers who have never studied English before, and confidence will help them be successful. As a conclusion, it is not uncommon to hear people say that English is the most important skill a person can have. As more and more jobs become available, there will be no escaping from the reality. So they have to start teaching the children English earlier than they might otherwise think would be necessary. This is because kids learn new things with incredible ease when introduced early on in life, considering how vital language skills are today. So let us now call on Abigail Medina to discuss the second policy that was being declared on the DepEd Memorandum number 81 series of 2003.
Okay, thank you, Miss Marvelia. Next is English shall be used as the medium of instruction for English, mathematics, and science from at least the third grade level. Bilingual education is not mandated part of the curriculum, yet many schools offer it to accommodate the influx of culturally diverse children, most often found in urban areas. Bilingual education seeks help students whose native language is not English to keep with subjects such as mathematics and science, which can easily be lost in translation without assistance. A student will be assisted with non-language subjects so that they can maintain the achievement level of native speakers while learning to speak English. English being beneficial increases one's chances of success as there are more opportunities, but importance of the mother tongue can't be denied. Rather, conscious effort must be made to ensure that it is not marginalized.
Thank you, Ms. Medina. And now I am going to continue the discussion about the Declaration of Policies. Letter C. The English language shall be used as the primary medium of instruction in all public and private institutions of learning in the secondary level, including those established as laboratory and/or experimental schools and non-formal and vocational or technical educational institutions. As the primary medium of instruction, the percentage of time allotment for learning areas conducted in the English language is expected to be not less than 70% of the total time allotment for all learning areas in the secondary level. The English language is one of the most geographically widely spoken languages in the world and serves multiple purposes in a rapidly globalizing world. Its wide use extends from politics and economy to technology, science, media, and communication. Its mastery opens doors to more information than the mastery of any other language. The importance of English language learning and its usage as a medium of instruction divides opinions. While some prefer using English as a medium of instruction as opposed to the mother tongue, others are suspicious of English language learning from an early age. Contrary to some misconceptions in regards to language learning, children are indeed capable of acquiring two or even several languages at an early childhood, as multiple languages do not compete for mental space or confuse children. Given an adequate environment for interaction, the developmental path of multiple language acquisition is in fact much like that observed in the acquisition of a single languages with some additional cognitive advantages. English can be used to promote and teach the Filipino ideals, culture, and traditions which can embed a love for one's country in the young. It must become a tool used in the schooling of young minds to see the potential and importance of the national language. And also, the medium of instruction is the language used by the teacher to teach. Teaching the language or educational content through the target language increases the amount of exposure the learner gets to it and the opportunities they have to communicate in it and therefore to develop their control of it. And that would be all. Miss Mantaring will continue the report.
Thank you, Ms. Moreno. So generally, it is the objective of the foregoing policies to develop the aptitude, competence, and proficiency of all students in the use of English language to make them better prepared for the job opportunities emerging in the new technology-driven sectors of the economy. In this, English serves as the medium of instruction in our country. It is the language of academe and therefore it has the ability to reach a great number of people. As it is used in a school, English is helping mold the minds of the learners who are to become the future of the Philippines. English is arguably the most important subject in the Philippines school curriculum and to be able to understand her teachers in all other subjects effectively. Students need at least fair knowledge of the English language. The Philippine education system has been using English as a medium of instruction from elementary to university level for decades. This has also reinforced the notion that English is easy. More than this, English is the language that has a power and progress. In the Philippines, it is highly valued not only because it is a functional and practical and washes over us constantly, but more importantly, a skill that can be used to increase one's position, respectability, and marketability. In most cases, the greater one's ability to understand and use English, the better chances of career advancement. So thank you everyone. Thank you for listening and participating in our report. We hope you understand and learn something. Thank you.